Hi everyone, how are you? So today I'm going to talk about the housing market and some incentives to ask for when you get ready to buy and look for a house. So, number one incentive is seller concessions. And seller concessions are things that the seller will give to you as the buyer. For example, sometimes the seller will give you a mortgage rate buy down. And what that means is they will give you this buy down, which will lower your interest rate on the home. So it doesn't hurt to ask for that. That is a buy down. Also, cash for closing. Sometimes sellers will give you a portion of your closing costs or a portion of the money needed to do repairs on the house. Also, the seller can give you warranties on home appliances. So those are all wrapped up in what is called seller concessions. So that is one thing to remember to ask for when buying your home. It was stated that October through December of 2022, 42% of people buying homes received seller concessions. So you know that inflation is high, the interest rates are high on the mortgage. You know that people are not currently buying homes. However, the housing market is starting to tip in the favor of the buyer. And so they have noted that 42%, the last 3 months of 2022, 42% of people buying did receive seller concessions. So also 13.6% of the seller prices sellers have slashed their listing prices. This is 13.6% of sellers have slashed their prices. So the buy down, as I mentioned before, that is a way to lower your interest rate. So you could ask for a buy down to lower your interest rate. So that's seller concessions. Number two, another thing to ask for closing costs. So generally, closing costs are anywhere from 2 to 7% of the total purchase price. And so you're going to pay the closing costs when you get to the closing table at the end. And the seller, he usually pays a portion of the closing costs. But what they're noticing is that the seller is actually paying more, if not all, of the closing costs in order to get you to buy the house. So these are some of the changes that are being noted, that the seller is more willing to pay more of the closing costs, if not all of the closing costs. So that's number two. Don't forget to ask the seller for closing costs, assistance in the closing costs. So home prices are falling and sellers are offering additional cuts. Price reductions are happening. You know that the mortgage rates are extremely high. However, some people are not waiting to buy homes. And what they're doing is they see that this time right now is low competition because people are not buying homes. So the competition is low right now. So what some people are doing is they are still buying homes, but what they do is they offer a discounted price for the home. So instead of waiting to buy the home, they are submitting offers with a big discount. And some sellers who just want to get out of the home, they are accepting that. So they are accepting that lower price for the home. So that is what some people are doing. They're not waiting, they're still buying, but they're giving low offers. So that way they're saving themselves money by buying the house at a lower price, and they are still buying regardless of what the mortgage rates are doing. So as far as the mortgage rates, you know, the mortgage rates are higher than they should be. So those rates are expected to go down sometime this year around April or May. And when they do go down, the competition will get higher because more people will be out buying homes because the mortgage rate will be back down to normal. However, I would not be too concerned about that because of everything else that is going on. Even though the mortgage rates will be going down to normal, um, they are still laying off people left and right. So, as far as competition, I would not be concerned about competition. There are so many big companies, and you hear about them who are laying off tens and thousands of people. They're laying off. So this is what is happening in the housing market. It is turning for the favor of the buyer. So it's starting to turn in favor of the buyer. And like I said before, some people are out there buying regardless of what the mortgage rates are, but they are offering deep discounts. Instead of offering the value of the home, they are offering deep discounts, and some sellers are accepting that. And again, the mortgage rates are expected to decrease sometimes this year around April or May. So that is what is currently going on in the housing market. This is the Love and Money Show. If you like the show, if you receive value, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it so that you won't miss an episode. Also, click the link below. I have a course if you are interested in buying rental property, especially if this will be your first rental property. I have a course that will guide you through the process. All right. Also, I'm available, so you have access to me. I I do own several properties, so I'm not saying anything that I haven't done myself. All right. So if you're interested in buying rental property, click the link below. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your nights.